$253 million was the amount received by Carol when she won her case. Carol Ernst was a woman and was widowed. She lost her husband when he followed a cardiac arrest. The reason for the cardiac arrest was diagnosed to be a painkiller, and she filed a lawsuit against this multi-million-dollar pharmaceutical company, Voix. Her lawyer Mark and presentation specialist Cliff Atkinson delivered the opening presentation that unleashed a storm upon the audience. The defendant presented a rather contrasting, dull presentation. And in the end, the judges, the jurors, gave the verdict in favor of the plaintiff. The difference between the plaintiff's presentation and the defendant's presentation was the BBP approach, beyond bullet point approach, developed by Cliff Atkinson. Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Today, we shall see what BBP, beyond bullet point approach, is and how it will help you revamp and better your presentations when you actually give them. There are three bedrock tools in PowerPoint that we have rather neglected through ages. Those are the normal view, notes page view, and the slide sorter view. It is actually being used in this particular order today. The secret to unlock the beyond bullet point approach is to flip the whole thing and use it in the reverse order. Starting with the slide sorter view first, then coming to the notes page view, and finally using the normal view. I'll describe these three views in detail and tell you what's the difference between using a beyond bullet point approach and a conventional way, and what difference it makes. Starting with the slide sorter view. Slide sorter view basically helps you manage your information in your presentation. In real life communication, we believe that whenever a sender sends a message to a receiver, it comes through a pipeline, unobstructed, untouched, intact as it is. But does it happen really? No, there are barriers of communication, so message is never delivered as it is. The reason being, human memory is split into basically three components: the sensory, the working, and finally the long term. Sensory is something like whenever I deliver or talk something, the first few milliseconds or seconds, what you feel, what you see, what you touch, what you listen, is being stored in that part of your memory, sensory. Then it's being moved on to working memory. Working memory is just like where the attention of the audience is at this moment. That's being dealt with working memory. And finally the long-term memory, which is basically the integral part, and it says how long can you retain the message in your audience memory. It can last as long as 30 seconds or as long as a lifetime. So basically what happens when these things happen? When you deliver a message, the sensory tries to accept the message, and through this particular needle, eye of a needle called working memory, it tries to pass on to the long memory. You see, this is not a pipeline. It has been focused down to a working memory. So when you try to produce a chunk of information and push it, it gets lost here, and only bits and pieces of information gets stored in your audience memory. As a speaker, when I give you a lot of information, you never retain the whole information, only it's in bits and pieces that you remember. Thus comes the adage in PowerPoint presentation: the less is more. The lesser you give, the more the audience receives. This is followed by the notes page view. The notes page view is basically